Municipal League was an organization that had many debates that helped reform the cities by lowering costs and taxes and fixing the government. Chicago was the first city to hire a full-time paid executive in the Reform League. This caused many cities to follow in their footsteps and hire other trained officials to oversee projects being done in the factories also. The National Municipal League's departments hired engineers to oversee utility and water systems, physicians and nurses to improve city health, and city planners to oversee park and highway development. Hazen S. Pingree was known as the idol of the people in Detroit. He was known as this because he modernized taxes and cleaned up politics while lowering the local utility rates in Detroit. Samuel M. Jones worked to improve conditions for the working class people of his community. The mayor opened free kindergartens, built parks, instituted an 8-hour workday for city workers, and did much to reform the city government. This was known as his Golden Rule.
As industrialization moved workers from farms and homes into urban areas and factory work, children and women were often preferred because factory owners viewed them as more manageable, cheaper, and less likely to strike because of horrible conditions they worked under without any help if they were injured.
In 1902, Maryland passed the first workers' compensation law. After this, most industrial states adopted the factory inspection laws, and 2/3 of states mandated insurance for victims of factory accidents. Also, 25 states enacted employers' liability laws. Robert M. La Follette, the reformer, put together the Wisconsin idea. This idea called for a direct primary, increased taxes on railroads and public utilities, created a commission to regulate utilities, supported labor reforms, and supported conservation of natural resources. Efforts were made in America to democratize politics by establishing their very own secret balloting, direct primaries, initiative, referendum, and recalls. All these ideas were enacted in order to make state governments more responsive to the needs of their own people. Allowed privacy at the ballot box. This ensures that citizens can cast their votes without party bosses knowing how they had voted. This truly reflected on the freedom of choice in America.
There were tons of issues that were sought to be fixed during the Progressive Era. These include immigration, drug abuse and alcoholism, poverty, sexuality, and an increase of crime. There were movements and strikes to protest these issues, such as the United Mine Workers strike in 1892. The 16th Amendment was passed on February 3, 1913. It gave the federal government the power to lay and collect income tax regardless of the source. A 1% tax on individuals making $4,000 and up, plus an additional 1% tax on incomes $2,000 and above. The 17th Amendment was passed on April 3, 1913. It gave direct election of senators to the people rather than by state legislatures. By 1916, all but 3 states had direct primaries. The 18th Amendment took effect in January of 1920. It prohibited the manufacture, sale, and transportation of intoxicating liquors. Many thought that prohibition was a major step in ending social instability and evil morality. The 19th Amendment was ratified on August 8, 1920. It prohibited any U.S. citizen from being denied the right to vote based on gender. This was a major stepping stone in making the government more democratic as it helped represent more people.